Yes. Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right, good morning and welcome to day 3 of the Smart Home Pavilion here at the International Housewares Association show. We're going to kick things off with another great talk. It's been nothing but great talks day after day. If you like our talks, if you have a comment or a question or want to extend the discussion into the online world, make a comment and hashtag it with IHA Smart Home. But let's kick things off right now. We're going to have a discussion about, I got my glasses on, leading a more balanced life with a smart kitchen. That's going to be led by Carly Knobloch, smart home expert, and she's going to be talking with Khalid M. Abujassoum. He's the founder and CEO of Else Labs. Please welcome our first guest to the stage.
Now that we have your attention, hi.
Hi.
Hey guys, if you want to come join us, have a seat. I'm thrilled to be talking to you today.
Thank you.
I thought I would just have you start out by explaining your product and maybe kind of how you came to be developing it.
Sure. So at Else Labs, we are focusing on empowering people to eat more homemade food. And with that mission, we've developed Oliver. Oliver is a smart and automatic cooking appliance that basically have a familiar shape to any countertop appliance you have. It has a heating element at the bottom, a stainless steel pot, and then a tray on top that has 6 of these canisters and a water tank. Oliver is an internet-connected appliance, so it comes with a smartphone app, a companion smartphone app on your phone. And once you open up the app, it comes with these pre-programmed recipes made by professional chefs. And you browse through them from pasta dishes to a chicken pot pie, all the way to soups and ratatouille chicken. Once you select a recipe, the app will guide you through the ingredients you need, how to chop them, how to fill them into these canisters that come with Oliver. And once you prepare all these ingredients, fill the canisters, there is this wizard that will guide you through the process of setting Oliver up. And once you load all these canisters in place, you command it to cook, you walk away, enjoy your time, walk the dog, hit the gym, do the homework with the kids, or just chillax.
Right.
And then your food would be ready. Bon appetit.
Very cool. So you said that it looks not unlike any other countertop device, but I actually think it looks really different and kind of almost like a sci-fi lab. You have all these, imagine sort of like all these different canisters and different sizes, and they sort of fit on the tray on top. And so it's different than any appliance I've ever seen. So what is the logic and how did you come up with this idea?
Okay, so the idea is, how can we provide futuristic functionality, but yet familiar? Introducing new technologies is really challenging and can be intimidating, especially in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. There is so much warmth in the kitchen. There is so much happening in the kitchen. Eating and cooking is a very sophisticated and intimate experience. So for us, we thought about 2 important factors. One is kitchen space. This is very, very, very important to all of us. And if anything gonna occupy an inch on my countertop, it has to have a specific return on investment on that space, right? So we really focused on that. And if anyone have seen Oliver, again, it has a very small footprint. Yeah. It has that familiarity, but yet futuristic. It has this walnut base that gives you that warmth connection to nature, and then the stainless steel pot that is familiar when it comes to other appliances and fits, and this black tray on top, and then the transparent canister. So you go from this warmth, familiar, and then futuristic kind of design. So that was one, and the second was, beside the compactness, the familiarity that I was emphasizing on. So how can we make it fit your other appliances and give you that value without compromising any of the without compromising any of the adoption that you have to make to bring this appliance, futuristic appliance, to your kitchen.
And at the heart of the idea is that different foods cook at different times, and now you have really precise control over let's say you're making a chicken pot pie, how long the carrots cook versus how long the celery cooks versus how long the chicken cooks versus how long the sauce cooks.
Yeah.
And so everything's getting an ideal cooking time as opposed to an altogether good luck kind of cooking time.
Yeah, so the key value is providing homemade food that is cooked by professional chefs. So the technology we've developed is at its core that dispensing mechanism you were mentioning,
Yes.
which basically dispenses ingredients at different times, managing different temperatures, and mixing those ingredients with the built-in mixer so everything is cooked evenly.
Right.
So your carrots are soft but yet crunchy. Your chicken is cooked well, juicy and tender. And your potatoes are not mushy but soft, and when you eat them, you know, oh, I'm eating potatoes. So that's the core value, and this is, I would say, the differentiated value proposition that we are bringing to the table with Oliver and the technology we're developing.
And I'm sure it cooks a wide variety of things, but what are a couple of the recipes that really make an impact when people taste it coming out of your device versus others where they're like, oh, I get it now?
Okay, so we have the chicken ratatouille. The ratatouille chicken is like so, because it shows you, okay, chicken is tender, juicy, carrots are crunchy but soft, and then you have the zucchinis, you have the eggplants, all, you can taste every single ingredient, and the flavors are just so out there, and nothing is overtaking the other. No flavor is taking over the other flavor. Another favorite one is the basil pasta dish, cooked from fresh ingredients, dry pasta. Also the beef, the curry beef with the pilaf rice, and also the curry chicken soup.
Nice.
And again, because you get all these textures and flavors stand out. Like one of the like common comments we get from the users we're testing with is like, with all these ingredients, I never expected I'll taste every single one of them.
Well, I have to say that
Like-
ratatouille to me often is just like a mush. Like it doesn't have any appeal to me in most cases.
Okay.
So I'm excited to try
Yeah, okay.
it one day from the Oliver, because I just feel like it might just open my eyes to what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
So tell me about our little talk today is called Leading a More Balanced Life with a
Yes.
Smart Kitchen. So
Yes.
tell me how smart kitchen technology is helping people lead a more balanced life, in your opinion.
Okay, so I think when it comes to smart kitchen, we have witnessed an evolution in this decade. And when I say an evolution, I'm referring to adopting modern technologies like modern interfaces, accessibility to data, and having these intuitive interfaces, whether it's touch screens on your smart and mobile phones or voice interfaces. And it started shaping the supply chain from grocery delivery to ingredient supply to auto cooking, and we've seen this revolution in providing appliances that have different specific functionalities empowered by automation, and then auto cleaning to a certain extent. And again, it evolved today and became more prominent with people's request that, okay, listen, it has to be dishwasher safe. So we've seen that spectrum, and it's been evolving since, I would say, 2010. And today, I think we are at a point, and we can see it. Like you see the pavilion here grew over the past 3 years. We see emphasis on the smart home, and to the context of our talk is smart kitchen, right? And this evolvement, I think, is shaping the industry to talk more about the smartness. Like, what does it mean? Is it having a recipes app on your phone, or adding a Wi-Fi connectivity to an existing appliance? I don't think so. I don't think so. Having been in this for more than 4 years now, it's not. And I think we have to focus on 3 elements that I think will organize our thoughts, and hopefully 2018 gonna be big in that regard. One, smartness and connectivity should bring accuracy. Accuracy in the feedback we get. Today, when it comes to cooking, it's about visual and taste feedback. And now when I have feedback at a micro level, when I know exactly at what temperature my meat is being cooked,
Right.
or having cameras that understand and processes the cookies and the way they are being cooked, or understand the humidity in my oven. So this is more accurate feedback, which lead to better results, so accuracy.
Yeah.
Second, reliability and consistency in taste, obviously,
Right.
which is enabled by the first point, we should have more accurate, professional chef-grade kind of consistent food. As more as we cook, the better it gets, the more consistent it is. And the third, it should enable rewarding experiences. Today, we are way more conscious about not just what we eat and what goes into our body, but about the transparency in the whole supply chain, from where we harvest our tomatoes and carrots, all the way to what sits on our dinner table, and what gets into our body, and what kind of nutrition are we consuming, and the decomposition of that. So smartness and connectivity, to summarize, should enable should enable
Yes.
these three, sorry.
Precision.
Three, so first precision.
Yep.
Precision
Yep.
and accuracy,
Reliability and
reliability,
consistency.
and then rewarding experiences.
Excellent. And I really like how you walked us through that, because I think that, at least for me, I don't want my dinner cooked by a robot. I don't want to leave the kitchen and have someone hand me, some machine hand me a tray of food. I want to be involved.
Yeah.
I want to still retain the right to have a joy for cooking. At the same time, I want to benefit from that accuracy. I want to be sort of guaranteed some reliable results.
Yeah.
And I want to take the credit. There's a lot of social rewards for chefs, being the person who gets to hand food to their family or friends. So I don't think I want to step away from that. And so any device that I'm going to bring into my kitchen that has smart technology is going to really help me do all of that and not remove me from the process. I think that's the ideal combination. And the other thing I wanted to say is it helps if everyone sort of needs to remember that food is joyful and it can be messy, but it's also very scientific. And so we can leverage all of this technology to have all this precision and accuracy and reliability, because there's just some science to flavor, and there's some science to, if you cook X at Y temperature, it will taste like this at this time. So I think that's really where technology can come in. And I think if it's cloaked in something that feels warm and inviting, it's a little bit better received by the audience. So it makes perfect sense.
And this speaks to our show, our talk. And this should lead to that balanced lifestyle.
Yes.
And you mentioned that in your talk yesterday, is that this wellness, personal wellness, is around nutrition, and it composes, or it's at the center of that, and it's a huge factor. And basically, for us leading a balanced life, you should have energy to spend quality time with your loved ones. You should have the mental energy to think creatively. And I think nutrition is at the core of it. And the smart kitchen can lead to that and help us obtain that balanced lifestyle.
And clearly you see your device as part of an industry trend. So maybe speak to me a little bit about what you're seeing in terms of the industry trend overall of wellness and balance, and how your device fits in.
Yeah. So I think when we look at the industry today, a lot is happening, but we can definitely see two trends happening. One is guided cooking.
Yeah.
And using the three principles we talk about that identifies what is smart kitchen, what's connectivity, to help cater and design experiences that is built around guided cooking and take out this intimidation to cook. And then there is the other trend of empowering full automation so that I can spend time on other things that are more important to me, but yet get that value out of the cooking experience. So spending time with the kids, as opposed to 2 hours preparing a meal.
Sure.
And how can I utilize that technology? So these are the two trends, and we have to be careful because, again, we talk about ecosystems, and I think both of these trends will create their own ecosystems, from ingredient supply and harvesting all the way to nutritional data analytics and getting an understanding of what gets in our body. Because, and take for example, if you're designing a recipe for a guided cooking experience, it's totally different than designing a recipe for Oliver, which is in that space of full automation.
Sure.
And that's important for us as industry leaders, as people who care about the space, to really understand and distinguish. I think there has been a lot going on and there is no clear outlines, and I'm hoping that 2018 would set these outlines and have these ideas organized, because we can definitely do way more than what we are doing today in a way more efficient way, in a more effective way. So these are the two trends I see shaping up the industry of the smart kitchen.
Great. When is Oliver going to be ready for purchase for the regular person?
So so today we've been doing one-to-one sessions with customers, with users, literally taking Oliver to their homes, letting them go through the whole experience from browsing recipes on the app, cooking, eating, cleaning, and gather feedback. We've been learning a lot. Oliver have been learning a lot from users.
Well, talk to me about that, actually. Let's talk about the machine learning. And so what is Oliver learning when he's in different people's homes?
So a lot. So, okay, I'll give you some examples to illustrate what we are learning. So one thing is people's habits when it comes to chopping.
Okay.
If I ask you, if you ask anyone in the audience, chop a medium onion, trust me, there won't be two onions chopped the same way.
Right.
And okay, how does that impact the outcome, right? What's important and what's relevant to you? How do you convey instructions in this context? How do you get people through the process?
Sure.
What's important when it comes to, another example, cleaning. Hygiene is very relative. And we wanted to understand what's important and how can we really tailor for the user. At the end of the day, it's a user-centered approach, user-centered design thinking. And that's why we are really meticulous about these details. It's important for us to do these sessions before moving forward.
Yeah.
Because that can define the next step and influence it.
I think that's great, because I think that, you know, technology is ultimately used by people, and I think sometimes technologists and product creators can forget because technology is so fascinating and innovative and new and incredible, but that it has to go back to real people in real homes who have to figure out how to use it and figure out how it fits into their life. So that's, I think, a really important step that not a lot of people do. So go back to telling me about when it'll be out in the market.
Okay, so after the one-to-one sessions, we are planning to launch a pilot this spring, and that would inform our launch details, which we'll be sharing hopefully soon. Feel free to go to our website, olivercooks.com, follow us on your preferred platform, and you will hear from us soon, we promise.
Great. Okay, that's wonderful. And then tell me what's next for your labs, for, you know, I don't want to say so big like smart home industry in general, but what do you feel is next for your company, and where do you want all of this to go? Is Oliver going to have friends? Is Oliver going to be part of a family?
I love that you said that, because we envision Oliver Senior and Oliver Junior and Olivia, and yes, we have this vision of building a smart kitchen appliances company, and Oliver is our first step to do that. We've built unique technologies that are expandable, and in terms of hardware, typically people they build this hardware and then just run away with the software and the data, and they speak about that. With us, I think we've built a very unique technology that can, on the hardware, can expand horizontally and vertically, basically, and this is where we see Else Labs going and heading towards.
Excellent. Great. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I want to open up if anyone has any questions. You definitely have to go by the booth to see it, because it's sort of unlike anything I've ever seen.
Sorry, Carly, unfortunately we don't have a booth here.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, but no.
You have to go on the website, which is not a booth, but rather a website, and see it, because it's very unusual, and I think it's hard to really come up with something different. There's a lot of similar looking devices on the floor and just in the space in general, and you guys have come up with something really unique. And I know that when I'm doing something like making a chili or making a stew, there's a lot of individual, first you cook this, then you set it aside, then you cook this, then you set it aside. And it's a lot of steps and a lot of work that requires you to be at the stove because you need to cook everything differently. So this is a device that will really allow you to do all of those things simultaneously and then kind of walk away. And each individual thing is going to cook perfectly. So it's just a very different kind of device. So head to the website and check it out, definitely. Does anyone have any questions? Questions about assisted cooking or smart kitchen technology? All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening and being a part of our talk. Thank you so much
Thank you, Carly,
for sharing your vision for a balanced life and connected kitchen devices.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Carly. Thank you for having me. Thank you.